I love my Peggle branded car. It's so cool, sweet, and it certainly is one hot ride. Yep. Oh boy, I love this thing. I hope nothing bad happens to my Peggle car. Hey, do you guys mind if you watch over my Peggle car for a sec? I gotta go do something. Hey, I'm back. Thanks for watching my car for me. I'm so glad nothing bad happened to it. Oh my god! Hi, hello. My name is Cherry Flavored Soda, and if you're clicking on this video, I'm going to assume that you know what PopCap is. If not, they're the company who worked on Plants vs. Zombies, a game that released in 2009, with its Game of the Year edition releasing in 2010. You've probably heard about this game, or maybe you're an avid fan, with the recent re-release of Plants vs. Zombies Replanted being a complete utter failure because of how buggy and messy and rushed it was. The present is looking quite grim. So I figured now would be a good time to take a look at the past, give one of PopCap's earlier and not terrible games a spot in the spotlight. That's right, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, you knew it was coming. We're talking Peggle today. Now, Peggle's gameplay loop may not be the most insane thing ever. I mean, it was made in 2007, which, oh boy, Peggle turned 18 this year. How the hell am I the same age as Peggle? But even if it's quite a simple loop, it sure as hell is addicting. I mean, I spent so much time playing the demo of this game as a kid, which is only like 10 levels with like one playable character. That cannot be that interesting, right? 100K! I'm addicted. I have a whopping 6.7 hours in Peggle now, and oh wow, that's really not as much as I thought it would be. I beat the whole campaign and a bunch of the challenges. I've even restarted the campaign and got to like World 3, but I guess Peggle is a really short game. Anyway, I have a few hours on record now and it's still getting higher because I just can't stop playing the damn thing, so I just had to talk about it for a video. Upon opening the game, we are treated to a short rendition of Morning Mood with the sun rising. And when we open the menu, we see Bjorn the unicorn smiling with the most uncanny looking body ever while he greets us. Now see, this is something I really liked about PopCap in its earlier games. The art style always felt more realistic, even with everything being all cartoony, with all the character designs having slight imperfections and not always looking cutesy and marketable all the time. Look at Peggle Blast, the mobile game that was the most recent addition to the franchise. They took away all of Bjorn's edge, his imperfections. At least Peggle 2 still kept him looking mildly unhinged. Now, to say what it's about for those blissfully unaware, or just those looking for a recap, you play as yourself, the player. Look, there's my name right there. And you go on this journey where you shoot balls at these blue, orange, purple, and green pellets that are called pegs in order to become one of the great Peggle masters. The goal is to hit the orange pegs. Each orange peg you hit boosts the fever meter, and the more you hit them, the more your point boost goes up. For example, if you have already taken out half of the orange pegs, you'll be receiving 3 times the usual points for every peg you hit. Upon hitting the top of the fever meter, which is just getting rid of all of the orange pegs, you'll complete the level and you'll be awarded with the Extreme Fever, where you have to land in one of the 5 holes, each giving you a different reward, and the hardest one in the middle being the highest of 100K. The blue pegs barely award anything, they don't contribute to the goal, and they don't really do anything. But they typically do get in the way, so you'll find yourself wanting to get rid of a lot of those, or using them to bounce off of. Even if slightly, they still do give a few points, a base peg being only 1 point. But points are a separate thing to level completion. That's just for the total completionists who want to see if they can get the most score in every level possible, which I am not. If you're able to get every single peg on a map though, you're instead awarded with the Ultra Extreme Fever, which basically just turns every hole into a 100K hole, so don't think you have to do it or anything. The purple pegs change placement every turn, and they give more points if you're willing to go after them. 50 times the normal blue pegs actually, meaning that if you were to hit one and your fever meter was at the very bottom, it would be 50 points. And the green pegs activate your ability. Abilities are a key mechanic in Peggle, sometimes being the make or break between if you win or not. Well, every world has their own Peggle master with their own unique abilities that range from useful info perks or somewhat situational additions to the map that can really help in a crutch. Because although the placement of the pegs on each map don't randomize, the actual pegs themselves do. And so sometimes you may get completely screwed over by the game and be unable to get one of the key pegs you need to win. But if you're ever in a pinch, these abilities should do wonders. And yes, of course, there is even Gambling, yeah baby! You start off with Bjorn the Unicorn, who has the beginner-friendly ability of being able to see where your ball will bounce next, and the other abilities you start getting only get way more game-changing and fun. Like the ability to shoot flame balls that just decimate any peg in their way, or exploding the surrounding pegs. Upon completing the game, you will unlock the ever-so-gracious reward of becoming your own Peggle Master. Look, there's my certificate right there. And if I can't find a screenshot of my certificate, I probably won't put anything on here. Maybe enjoy this image of a cat instead. Now that you've certified yourself as good at pegging, you also unlock the ability to select any of the Peggle Masters you've unlocked through the game, because I guess your power is to make other Peggle Masters work for you? You are able to either replay the entire game again, this time with the choice to choose, or you were able to play some of the challenges that were set in store for you. Here you have to decide who the best pick is for each specific challenge, or just pick your favorite character, it doesn't really matter. Like if your specific map looks like it may benefit from the lobster claws, then go ham mashing that whatever the button for the lobster claws are. Or let's say you hate choices and want the game to pick for you, like it's been doing for the past few hours. Hey look, there's a random button. I mean, hey, if you are really unsure of who to pick, that's totally fine. But why stop there when the gambling rabbit is right there? Let the entire game choose everything for you. I love gambling. Now, why do I care about this? Well, as a certified master of pegging, I think it's safe to say I've played my decent share of the game. Enough of it that I can't refund its ever so high price tag of £4.99. Though I won't lie, I got it at a really discounted price. And I gotta say, it's a really fun game. It's addicting in a way that doesn't cost you any money because the game has absolutely zero microtransactions. Yeah. That's right, like PVZ, PopCap didn't put any microtransactions in this game. I also just believe that it's a really underrated gem, and I want more people to praise the fun gameplay loop of pegging balls with my pal Bjorn the Unicorn, because I mean, look at this game. This is art. Why don't we go back to this? Also, that's just a really funny sentence and I think more people should say it. There is something so beautiful about the simplicity of this game. Some may say it looks like a mobile game, and they might be right, but I see it in the same style as an old Flash game. Similar to the original Plants vs. Zombies, if I'm honest. PopCap used to make all sorts of games like this. They even made Bejeweled, but I guess that is more like a mobile game if anything, seeing as it's a match-free game. But it's clear why this one in specific got so much more attention. It has so much charm put into it, and it even brings me joy to mess around with the main menu. The main menu. I find fun in this game on the menu. It also just makes me really happy to hear the funny pling and plonk noises of the game as my peg makes contact with the ball. Oh, and did you know you can move the game over screen? Pretty neat. Another fun fact, you can get a secret ending on all of the games if you play Ode to Joy, which is the song that plays when you get an extreme fever on the main menu. I will not be doing this myself because I tried it so many times and I only got it to work a few times, and it's really annoying. You have to be really fast. It's actually really punishing for no reason. Speaking of which, let's actually move on to the future Peggle projects. At this point, Plants vs. Zombies is starting to get all its hype, and PopCap decides to now release Peggle Nights. It's like the normal Peggle, but at nighttime. Instead of the usual morning mood song, which you're treated to every time you open the game, it plays a variation of Deltarune instead. Quite a fine choice if I do say so myself. Upon opening the menu, we are now treated to Bjorn having a nice cup of joe sitting by a roasting fire in his gown. Why is he sitting on a chair despite the fact that he's a horse? I am unsure. But either way, we are met with the premise of this game pretty early on, as Bjorn tells us we will be going into the dreams of the other Peggle Masters, which is the gimmick of this game, but it doesn't actually affect that much. So you can just forget about that if you really want, unless you're a lore connoisseur. Despite not actually being useful, it does tell us a little bit about the characters, like for example, Jimmy Lightning wishes to be a scientist, and the dragon I forgot the name of wants to be a firefighter, I guess? Every character's levels always have a message at the start of them to tell you what they're thinking, I presume? But the first one I was treated to was Call for Help. Jesus, Bjorn, don't scare me like that. We are actually treated to a new character in this game though. Marina has a new unique power to shoot lightning bolts straight from her fingertips, and upon making direct contact with the ball, it shoots a lightning bolt from wherever the ball landed and to the weird pit that gives you a free ball. I don't really know what this thing is called. And it destroys any peg in the path of the lightning, which is really cool. I didn't really use her all that much after unlocking her, and I didn't use her when entering the final chapter where you have to beat the 5 levels of any character you want either, but her power is one of the best in my opinion, and it has clear potential. If you're precise enough, you can use it to destroy basically 25% of the map. Now, you may have noticed earlier, the sun icon from Plants vs Zombies was sitting on the main menu. This actually gives you access to a few new levels, including all of the campaign levels, so if you wish to replay them again, you won't have to beat the entire story mode for it, which is nice. Now, at this part of the video, I was going to tell you about the Plants vs Zombies level that they have here, and how I was able to make it to all the spots on the leaderboard, and I challenge you to beat me. But this was before I realized that all the scores on the leaderboard were fake people, and I spent a sleepless night on this stupid gag for nothing. But just to make it at least mean something, here is how far I got before coming to the realization that I was going up against industry plants. How I didn't notice their points were all rounded up to a nice clean number, and mine weren't, is beyond me. You know, here's a fun fact. You ever... Oh? Hello? Mr. President? Holy shit, hang on guys, I need to take this. I'll be right back.
She forgot one of the best bits. That's okay. I got you. Peggle Extreme is what you get when you mix PopCap and Valve. For some reason, they collabed. You know, I didn't believe it when I heard it either. It's basically a free-to-play demo for Peggle, but with a Valve skin. Like Half-Life and TF2 on Portal and Counter-Strike, and oh my god. The most surprising part about this revelation is they were doing this instead of Half-Life 3. I mean, they even have Valve-themed artwork for the game, as well as sounds. When you win or lose, they give you a Valve-themed sound effect. I mean, when it's a Half-Life level, what do you expect plays when you lose? I'll give you a hint. Another surprising thing I found is why this even came to be, is because apparently Valve employees just love playing Peggle. I wonder when they recorded the well done that G-Man does in Peggle Extreme. I wonder if they got Mike Shapiro to specifically record that for this game. Finally getting around to episode 3. But what the fuck is Peggle? I mean, come on, what's more Valve than that? Playing Peggle instead of working on one of the most highly anticipated games ever. Oh, hold on. I think she's coming back. Well, see you soon.
Hey, so turned out that wasn't the president, and I've been scammed of all my life savings. You know, here's a fun fact. You ever wanted to play Peggle with a friend? Yes, you! Well, you can, with the dual mode. Though I will warn you, it is local multiplayer only, so you may have to use alternate ways to local player, like Steam Remote Play if you're that desperate. And for some reason, when me and my friends played it, it didn't have music until we switched to like Peggle Nights. Hey, you know that friend that I just told you to play with? Do you want to mess with them? Did you know that Peggle actually has cheat codes? Yeah, that's right. You're able to get some fun cheats to mess around with by typing out secret codes. Though some of them don't work on dual mode, from what I've encountered anyway. My personal favorite is Steve, which just gives you a top hat that does absolutely nothing. Isn't that so dapper? There's also some secret levels, but they're coded in wrong or something according to the wiki, so you actually have to do some file shenanigans in order to unlock those ones. Oh, and don't think I forgot about those of you who don't have any friends. Don't worry, dual mode has a feature to play against bots. Yeah. Go get those bots, really show them who's boss with those cheats. And no, I'm sorry, I will not be talking about Peggle 2 or Peggle Blast, because I will not be downloading a mobile game, and Peggle 2 is exclusive to consoles only. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, it probably isn't worth my time. I did check my Xbox and saw I had Peggle 2 downloaded, but then I noticed that literally the second character you unlock in Peggle is now a purchasable one. So, pretty much the same thing that EA did to Plants vs Zombies 2, but to a lesser extent. Even though I really like this little character, I'm just really not willing enough to play it. My videos, my rules. There were a few others, but I'm not really too big into the themes myself. I'm not too sold on Peggle World of Warcraft Edition, or Peggle DualShock for the Nintendo DS, so I'd rather leave that for another video if you guys are interested. Maybe I'll bunch Peggle 2 and Peggle Blast in there too if this does well enough. Honestly, there's enough Peggle content for a part 2 of this entire video, because I didn't even mention the console Peggle edition, which actually does have multiplayer up to 4 players. Which, might I mention, it's online multiplayer. If you had Peggle on the Xbox or the PlayStation, similar to Plants vs. Zombies, you get access to an entire new mode for your online friends, which is honestly crazy that none of this stuff ever came to Steam. I'm not too interested in Replanted, but if they ever were to make a Peggle Repegged or something like that, I'd completely back that. That's awesome. With such a small community, it's honestly surprising to see how many people truly love this game. You know what? If I haven't won you over yet, let's show off what the community has to think about the game. Why don't we get me and some of my friends to voice over some of the best Steam reviews? What do you mean I don't have a backdrop for that? I only have this room? I don't have anything else? Okay, shit. Yeah, let me just quickly... Every YouTuber does this. Let's just, Good as new. Huh? Why is it purple? This should be good, yeah? Okay, I guess. The only good thing to happen on 9/11. Hey, what do you know? Peggle Extreme was released on 9/11.
Bjorn is holding my family hostage. I've gotten boner.
10 out of 10, wouldn't make a video on it. Oh.
My grandma died of an extreme fever.
I love peggling! Where do I even begin? Peggle is the pinnacle of human achievement. Greater than fire, greater than language, greater than that devil's dirty little letters. Every shot is a celebration of existence. When the final peg hits and utter joy kicks in, I remember where we build civilizations. This isn't a game, it's a legacy. You owe it to yourself to experience this masterpiece. Epic Bomb 44. Peggle.
If Peggle has 1 million fans, then I am one of them. If Peggle if Peggle has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Peggle has only 1 fan, then that is me. If Peggle has no fans, then that means I am no longer on this earth. If the world is against Peggle, then I am against the world.
Wonderful gateway to a crippling gambling addiction in the future. Sex is cool and all, but ever hit that extreme slide in Peggle?
The Peggle fanbase is dying. Like if you enjoy pegging. The Peggle fandom is dying. Like this review if you love pegging. The Peggle fandom is dying. Repost if you love pegging. These are all 3 different reviews, by the way, real original guys.
I love Peggle. I love Peggle. I love Peggle. Peggle. Peggle.
Okay, in retrospect, the community is kind of insane. What, it's almost like they haven't had a new game since 2014. Huh? They haven't had a new game since 2014? Oh god, this franchise is dead as hell. That explains why nobody talks about it, huh? You know, even though a new Peggle game hasn't been released in 11 years, not counting the HD version of Peggle Blast from 5 years ago, I am hopeful that this franchise will continue to grow, and I hope this video spreads enough eyes on it for PopCap to maybe eventually bring it back. My only real condition is to keep Bjorn looking like his disheveled, uncanny looking self. You know, I swear Bjorn was referenced in the original Plants vs. Zombies game. Come to think of it, I can't remember how he was referenced in Plants vs. Zombies. Let's do a quick Google check and... Oh, that's gore. That's gore of my comfort, Bjorn.
Nan had the bollocks and tell me to hop off Peggle. Spun her jaw on the spot. Nobody told her to stop playing Peggle.